This is a Jmix exclusive.
I guess to get the ball rolling, how did you first link up with Pop?
I had a girlfriend, but she was in a drama class at Tamalpais High School with Tupac. I went to Tam, but I was already out of school, and I was getting into trouble, one would say. But I was running the life of a drug dealer, trying to make money because I had gotten kicked out of my house, and I was trying to keep up with all the rich white kids in Marin County and doing what I can. That's no excuse, but that's what I was doing. And so I was somewhat attractive back then. So I really got a reputation of having lots of cash and beautiful women and being a nice guy at the same time. So I was kind of popular. I was in circles where in Marin County, it was like you stay in this place called Marin City or you get harassed by the police. And out of all the hundreds of people who lived out there, I hung out with the people from Marin City, but I ventured out. To different places in Marin. This caught the police's eye. They would harass us wherever we went. And I seemed to know how to make the best of it. I learned how to deal with them and talk to them, and I was like this saltwater fish in a freshwater pond. It was like I was out of place, but I was enjoying myself. So that was me. And my girlfriend knew Tupac, and she would always tell me about this guy who walked funny, and he's always rapping. It's always showing up late to her plays. She was in these plays, and he was in these plays, and she would always complain how he was late and didn't do his stuff, and he was just a pain in the ass as far as the teachings of the drama class. But when he'd show up for a performance, he'd be raw, and it would be the greatest performance ever. She was telling me about this kid, and she would tell him about me, and by the time we met each other, we met each other at a party in Novato, California, and it was a house party, and the DJ was a guy named Clark Gable, and at the time, Clark Gable was the guy you go to do music. Him and Ant Dog had put out an album. Ant Dog was like the local rapper, and so Gable's throwing a party. I go to the party because I often went to his parties. And as soon as I walk in the door, this kid with this Gumby haircut comes running over talking about Kendrick. And I'm like, Tupac. And, he wasn't famous then, but he was a really big character. And he saw me as a really big character. And from the moment we hit it off there, then I think that first week he stayed at my house about 4 nights, just hanging out, checking out what I did, playing with all the women, having fun. That's what we did. We just partied all the time. I was actually waiting to go to jail. I had been convicted of a crime, but it was a bogus conviction. So I was out on bail, and I was just waiting to go to jail. So I was having fun every night. And, yeah, like I said, we both knew about each other, and we made the best of it.
Do you feel that perhaps because of your reputation for being a ladies' man and for the stuff that you were doing that maybe Tupac was drawn to you because of that, or was it just a natural connection when you met him?
I think it was a natural connection. I think the ladies' man thing was actually didn't come till later because at the time when I met him, he was dedicated to a particular girl. And he wasn't really trying to, fool around like all of us were doing. You know, he wasn't trying to inject into that part of it so much, but he knew I had a genuine character. He also knew that I was out going places like everybody else hung out in Marin City. No knock on them, because it's a great place to hang out. But I was out and about seeing things. I was going places. Other than me getting harassed, we would always see something new. I think he recognized my spirit. And I always tell people, you know, Tupac was like Tarzan on a vine. You know, he swung to the next best thing. He when he got to Marin City, he found the guys doing music, and he swung to them. He hit it hard. He made himself a focal point, and they made him a focal point. You know, and then he saw guys like me and my buddies who were free-spirited and different than the average oppressed black dude, and he swung to that. Then he heard of Ray Love and those guys up in Santa Rosa who were actually dancing and practicing and writing lyrics all day and wearing costumes and, you know, doing it like real rappers would do. And he swung his vine to that. Then Layla hooked him up with Atron, who was dealing with Digital Underground. These guys have a hit coming out and about to be on the radio, and he swung to that. You know, then he swung to Suge Knight, and then he stopped swinging.
This is a Jmix exclusive.
What up with Shakur?